So down today at the EP Jungle again. I'm going to take you through my shoulder session. So I'm literally just hitting my shoulders today. I might touch my arms at the back end and just see how we're feeling. But my approach today is I'm going high volume. So using a moderate weight, but I'm going reps and sets. I'm just trying to put as much blood through the muscles as possible. There's different approaches when you come to kind of your training programs, high intensity, high volume. I prefer high volume. The reason being is I just get the most out of it and you get better pumps. So we're going to start off on dumbbell shoulder presses. I'm going to do about 4 working sets. I'm probably going to do 2 sets of about 6 to 8 reps just to kind of feed myself in. And I'm going to try and get between 12 and 15 reps on my working sets. Let's go. Little one as well. When you're shoulder pressing, you'll see it all over social media and stuff, like the right and wrong way to do it. Like you should have your seat really upright, you should have it set back a little bit. Listen, do what fucking works for you, okay? You've got that good dexterity and flexibility through your shoulders, then you can probably come a little bit more upright. But for me, I like to have it set back a little bit. And then when I'm pressing from here, I'm gonna target a little bit more of the front delts. So that's what we're gonna do today. Like I said, feeder set, light weights to start with. Oosh. Fucking hell, I said lightweight. So literally 5 reps. It's a warm-up set, it's a feeder set, so there's no point me blowing my load on doing 15, 20 reps. I'm gonna save my energy for when it really counts. All that was then is just to go from being completely cool and fresh, just to get a bit of movement through. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier now, 5 to 6 reps, and then we'll get into the working sets. It's just about bridging that gap, you know, between no weight and your working sets. And again, if you're really strong and you are going to be lifting heavy, then you're probably going to need a few more sets to build up. If you're relatively new, you know, you're going to be pressing 20 kgs, you might only need one feeder set, but definitely 1 set minimum to get a feel for the movement, make sure everything is set up how it needs to be. 5. That's it. Okay, 2 feeders done. Let's start upping that weight a little bit now, and then the reps start going to increase about 12 to 15. I'm going to try and keep my tempo exactly the same as what I did, and then warm-up sets as well. So if the speed of your exercise starts to change and you start throwing it around and trying to use momentum, put your dick away because you're probably going too heavy. Lighten the load. Okay, let's go. First working set. So that weight was perfect then. My rep range is 12 to 15. I got to 15, I probably could have got 1 more. But I know as the sets go on, it's gonna drop down. So I'm gonna keep that weight, and I'm gonna try and stick between that 12 and 15 rep range. I'm gonna give myself about 45, 60 seconds rest and straight back in. Okay, set 2. Little tip as well, if you're on your own and you're lifting dumbbells, rather than trying to fight and struggle them, get your bum at the end of the seat, get the dumbbells at the end of your knees, and then you're going to sit, stand, kick, get them to here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good set. So if I wanted to approach this session and go a little bit more intensity, so heavier weights, I could do, but I know my reps are going to suffer and I'm going to drop down into that sub 10 category, which is fine if that's what the goal of the session is. But for me today, it's not. It's all about volume, reps, and putting stress and load through the muscle with intensity. So we're going to keep that. I got 12 then. And we'll try and get 12 again. Fucking hell, sound like an elephant. Also this morning, what time is it now? 9:30. So usually I train about 1. Which means I've normally had 3 meals to get in. And at the moment where I'm up to with like my diet phase and stuff, I like to put my carbohydrates around my training times. So having said all that, this morning I've had 2 meals and I put predominantly most of my carbohydrates in them 2 meals. I'm gonna have a meal after this, which is gonna be carb dominant. And then unfortunately the rest of the day, carbs are okay. Right, 3 sets done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop the weight down and I'm going to try and go for around about 15 reps plus. So I'm going to have to drop the weight quite a bit. They were 35s. See what we can do with 25s again. I'm not asked about the weight. Couldn't care how much I'm lifting right now. My job is to try and stimulate, fatigue the muscle, break down the muscle that I'm trying to target. Right, let's go. Okay, so lighter weight, more reps, same control. Let's go. Last few reps there before I get called out for doing half reps. I'd failed on around about 12. So rather than me just dropping the weights down, I thought, just get some partials out, just pump the muscle. Maybe I can't go from here to here, but I can go from here to here. And in my opinion, 3 of them is better than dropping the weight a bit earlier. So don't neglect your partials. Right, so exercise 1 done, happy with that. Took what? 6 minutes to do 2 warm-up sets and 4 working sets, so the rest was pretty short. So next up we're going to head down this way. I'm going to do machine side lateral raises. I'll explain a bit more when we get down there. We should get my good side. No side. This bottle's heavier than the fucking dumbbells that I've just had. Right, okay, so we're gonna do side raise movement. Now you can do dumbbells, you can do cables. Personally, I love this bit of kit. Reason being, it's pretty fixed in, and the resistance stays through the full range of movement. So when you're using dumbbells, sometimes when you're here, it's almost like a rest, and the muscle's not switched on or activated. So when you're setting this up, right, these kind of pivot points, you want them in line with your shoulder. I see people get it wrong by going too low or too high. Unfortunately for me, I'm quite tall, so it just goes all the way to the top. Now on this one, like I said earlier on, we're doing volume today. So I'm actually going to do 7 sets of 12 reps. It's quite a lot with about 30 to 45 seconds rest per set. So it's not too heavy. We're just going to go for reps. Starts off quite easy, but then as you get through, I won't be saying that at the end, I'll be fucking gassed. Sweet. So one thing this year that I wanted to improve on was my delts. Now the reason I'm doing 7 sets on here of 12 to 15 reps is just pure volume. You know, I could do 4 sets a little bit heavier, but personally I think I respond better from moderate weight, higher reps. So like I said, 7 sets, I've done 2 there. You just got to work through it, but the key is to not have too long of a rest. If you start resting for a minute, minute and a half, then you're going to be here forever. You want that heart rate elevated and keep working through your sets, never letting your muscles actually fully recover. Oh yeah, feeling it now, 3 sets, getting to about 8 and I can start feeling the muscle failing, which is perfect. Don't be afraid of failure, that's what you need. Okay. Oh, you bastard. I've been getting these big 5-litre jugs of water, so I know that I'm getting through 5 litres a day, right? Which is brilliant. But the only bad thing about it is whenever I've been drinking it, because it's so big, guarantee 3-4 times a day, I'll just fucking spill it all down me like a fucking baby. Oh. Right, set 5. So I'm getting to that point now where I'm failing about 8 to 10. So rather than me stopping, I'm just going partials. I couldn't give a fuck what anyone says, whether they're half reps or not. I'm feeling the muscle work for an extra few reps than what I would do if I'm just pausing. No, so take into consideration, it's a safe movement, so this, I can't hurt myself. If it's too heavy, I just fucking let go. But if you're doing like a bench press, for example, you have no spot, then you want to be careful, because if you're doing the partials, you're not going to be able to get it off your chest at the end, and you're a little bit fucked. So make sure you pick your battles, and if you are doing partials, make sure you're doing it in a safe, controlled way, where you're not going to hurt yourself. Wow. I bet I look fucking pumped on there now. I feel it. I think that's 6. One more. One more. Okay. Last set, what I'm going to do is a drop set. So, again, I'm training quite instinctively on this one now. So I could try and get 12 reps with kind of like the back end, about 5 partials. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and get 10 clean reps. I'm going to drop the load, and then I'm going to try and get another 10 clean reps. So in total, I'm getting 20 reps as opposed to my 12. Okay, and that only works if I'm dropping the weight. If I don't drop the weight, there's no chance I'm going to get them. One. 2, 5, 7, 8. Oh, there's your fucking 10. Wow. Now this one's gonna hurt. I fucking know it. Oh yeah. Fuck me. Juicy. So what I'm going to do on this last set now is a drop set. So a drop set is basically where you give yourself a rep range to hit. So I'm going to try and get 10 reps on this first one, and then I'm going to drop the load around about half. Just drop the load so it's lighter, and it's going to be light enough for me to get another 10 reps consecutive. So essentially I'm going to try and do 20 reps in total. Whereas if I just tried to do 20 reps with that initial weight that I was doing, there's no chance I'm going to get it, because I'm going to fail around about 10, 12. So rather than just end the set, why don't I drop the load and get another 10 reps out, more work, more reps, more stimulus. So that's what I want to do. Right, so next up, I'm feeling pretty burnt out now, okay? Shoulders are full, so there's no point me trying to go heavy on this. So what I'm going to do is around about 2 or 3 sets. And again, this is me training pretty instinctively. I'm listening to my body. I'm listening to what I'm going to be able to get out of this. And then what I'm going to try and do is basically go 12 to 20 reps. Each set, I'm literally trying to take it till failure. And again, the whole purpose of this is to get reps in. So I'm not trying to lift heavy today. It's not my goal. So I couldn't care less what's on there. Bit higher. Wow, 15. So another reason why we started off on dumbbell presses, and then we're moving towards more of a fixed machine press. At the start of the session, I'm stronger, I'm fresher, I can control the weight a bit more. As we're getting through the session now, I don't want my energy to be spent trying to control dumbbells. I want my energy to be spent just isolating the muscle. So that's why we're using a fixed machine now. Short rest, 15, then try and get another 12 to 15. You'll notice as well that I'm not fully locking out at the top. Watch this next set, I'm not fully locking. And the reason being is when I do lock, I'm stacking all the joints, which means that the shoulders get a split second rest because the load is stacked through the joint rather than here bent, keeping tension on. And the purpose of this session, the goal of this session, is to try and just stimulate the muscles. So I don't really want them resting. It hurts a bit more, but who gives a fuck? Wow. Getting to that point now where I'm failing. I'm doing exactly what I'm trying to do. My muscles are failing. I'm not completing the reps. Perfect. So feeling pretty spent now. Set number 3 is going to be my last set, okay? And again, very similar to the side raises. Rather than me try and get 12 to 15 reps and leave it there, I'm going to try and get 10 reps. I'm going to drop the weight down and try and get a further 10 reps. So I'm aiming for about 20 reps in total on this last set. So till death now, till death, till there's nothing left. You're going to see some very small partials at the end. Wow. That's it. Exercise number 3 done. 30 minutes into the session. That intensity is high. I'm not lifting heavy, but I'm lifting a lot of reps, moderate weight, very short rest periods.
So you said then, obviously, that you are 3 exercises in.
Yeah.
So some people should follow guidelines wise as like how many exercises you do in a workout.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things to take into consideration when you're choosing how many exercises per body part. First one is time. How much time have you got? The second one is how many times are you training per week? So if you can only train, 3 times a week, then realistically in each one of them sessions you need to be hitting each body part. Whereas if you can train 5-6 days a week, you can probably train a different body part each day. Now, when it comes to how many exercises, it's just a case of first and foremost finding out what exercises you work well with, what you connect with. And then secondly, what is the purpose of that session? Are you trying to just take that muscle to failure? If so, you might only need 1 or 2 exercises. Like now for me, I've only got 2 more exercises which are going to target my shoulders, but specifically my rear shoulders, my rear delts, and I'm also going to hit my front delts. So 2 very small muscle groups. So I'm not going to be going heavy again. I'm just going to go and pick something that feels well for hitting them muscles. Yeah. Just get that. My arm looks big there, doesn't it? Just get that there. Do that in slow motion. Used to do that when I was a kid. When I wanted to look bigger when I was younger, I used to put my hand in and used to push my biceps up like that. I used to walk around like that. I still do it now. Right, okay, next up we're going to do a rear delt fly. Same as what I did with the side raise. I'm going to go 7 sets of about 12 to 15 reps. I'm just going to put volume through the muscle, moderate weight, good squeeze, good contraction, straight into it. Now, one thing people do wrong with this exercise is they use a lot of the traps. So they'll just come here and they'll squeeze the trap muscles together when in actual fact it's this muscle that we're trying to target. Now, the way that we do that is we need to make sure we're leaning forwards a little bit, and it's almost like a sweeping movement, and we almost want to pause here. So you'll probably see that my traps aren't really doing too much. Now, the traps are in the center of my back, and it's on my rear delts. If I was to get my traps involved, it'd look like this. And then my traps being the bigger muscle group, they'll just take over the movement, and I'm not going to target what I'm specifically trying to hit. Nice. Short rest, I'm going to go into it again. 12 to 15 reps, 7 sets. Stay hydrated, kids. Drink your water. It's like a Diet Coke advert. Say that again.
Is that what you advise people taking again? 5 litres a day?
So the thing with water intake, right, you can be underhydrated and you can be overhydrated, okay? Neither of them is good. You need that sweet spot. A general rule is you want to be aiming for like 3 to 5 litres. Now, I know that's quite a big window, but you've got to take things into consideration: activity level, how much you perspire, how much you sweat, your height, your weight, all these different things. Best way to figure it out is trial and error, okay? So drink 3 litres, are you hydrated? Is your piss clear? Brilliant. If it's not, drink more water. And another one with water as well is I have a lot of this with my female clients. They underdrink and they tend to hold a lot of water retention. And what happens is when you're underhydrated, your body's very, very clever at having these different mechanisms for survival. It will hold on to water. If it's not getting water, it's going to hold on to it and store it as much as possible. So the way we get rid of excess water retention that's stored in between the muscle and the skin, so that extra cellular water, is drink more, and it's going to flush that out. Last up now. Feeling pretty spent, so I'm not going to do more than 2 sets. I'm just going to do 2 sets, but I'm going to go high reps, 12 to 15 reps, and it's going to be dumbbell front raises just to really finish off the front part of my delts. Again, with this one, I don't really need to be going heavy, because what will happen is as soon as I start going heavy, because I'm stood up and I'm not in a fixed position, my body's natural instinct will be to start swinging things, because all my body's concerned about is getting weight from A to B. So I need to control that, and the way I do it is by not going too heavy. One more. Okay, last set. So you'll notice there, I started off doing 2 dumbbells and I could start feeling my body, I was going. So from here to here, no arm gets a rest at all. So what I did is I just instinctively changed it up. I went to doing singles. So what that means is whilst one's working, the other one gets a split-second rest. Now if I wouldn't have swapped that up and I've continued to do here, my only options would have been is to start swinging and using momentum or hardly getting any decent reps. So just a quick change like that from going from doubles to singles allows me to still get the most out of that set without actually dropping the weight. Right, bulk of the session is done, okay? So shoulders, smoked. All I'm gonna do now, just because I'm feeling it and I wanna pump a little bit while the camera's on, I'm just gonna do bicep, tricep superset. Simple, straightforward. Cable curls, and then an EZ bar push down. I'm probably gonna do 2 sets, 15 to 20 reps. That is it. But the main thing about this is my reps are gonna be quality. I'm not gonna swing, I'm not gonna cheat the reps, they're gonna be slow, controlled, and I'm gonna squeeze every fucking rep. I'm gonna drop it. If I'd have carried on going then the reps would have got a bit sloppy. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to target the biceps directly. So drop the load, drop the ego, straight back in. Oh, that's that. Wow. Ooh. Okay, next one, we're gonna do push downs. So you'll see now, I'm swapping the bars. So straight bar, personal preference. I enjoy this, I prefer this for a bicep curl. For a push down, I like the EZ bar because we've got the kind of bends in the bar and it's just a little bit easier on my elbows when I'm trying to push down. It kind of accommodates the natural path as opposed to a straight bar. You'll see the difference in a second. Too light, what am I doing, Tommy? Fucking camera's rolling, get some weight on it. here. I'm gonna have a little rest, I'm gonna go straight back in, okay? Now you'll notice, I'm almost putting my body weight over the top of this. And you'll notice a very slight rock back and forwards. Now in textbooks, other PTs, other coaches, you'll probably see them like here, upright, strict, regimented. Bullshit. Doesn't work for my body. I get the best contraction out of this muscle when I have a slight lean forwards, I allow my elbows to come a little bit higher, and I've got a little rock back and forwards. It just accommodates the weight. Works for me, so that's what I'm gonna do. So as I push down, I'm almost coming over, slight rock in my body. By doing this, it's all on my triceps.